Can these headphones compete with the likes of a Bose and a Sony? Today we're checking out a pair of headphones from a company called Titum. They reached out to me like many companies do, and they said, hey, would you be willing to check out our headphones? And if so, we'd love for you to do a comparison between our headphones and the latest and greatest from Bose and Sony. Honestly, my first impression, I've never heard of this company. I don't know anything about their products. A comparison between Bose and Sony probably wouldn't go that well. So I said, yeah, why don't you send them over to me? Let me check them out, and then we'll see if we want to entertain that idea. So I've had these for probably about 2 weeks now, I would say, and I didn't expect to be making this video, yet here we are. Now, before we get any further, let me say that these are an Indiegogo product, so take from that what you will. I did specifically ask the company when shipping and all of that will take place if somebody does place an order, and that is set to happen in March, so next month. So this is not a product that you're going to be waiting a year or 2 years plus for if you do make a purchase. Now, later this year, they're also going to be available on Amazon. And as an incentive, if you order them now versus later when they're on Amazon, you will get a 30% discount. Currently, you can grab them for $250, which by the way is an amazing price. We'll get into all of that. But if you wait and get them on Amazon later in the year, they'll be $350. They have two colorways. Black is what's available now. And then later they're going to have a lighter color. I think it's white maybe. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into this video. Very much like the quietcomfort Ultra and the Sony 1000XM5, they do come with a carrying case. It's pretty similar to the carrying case that you get with the XM5. It's not the smallest case, which honestly isn't a big deal, especially for headphones. For earbuds maybe, but yeah, for a pair of headphones, you just want something that's going to keep them protected, you know, when you're on the go. In this case, definitely does that. One small little feature that I really like is this Velcro strip that you have on the left side, which makes sure any accessories that you have in there, you know, they stay put and confined to that space. Very small touch, but it is something that, you know, I do appreciate. You got the case to keep them protected. They also come with a USB-C cable as well as an audio cable, and the cables are also very nice quality. They're a nice braided material, so they should definitely stand up well over time. And another thing that's really cool is that they're convertible. So the USB-C cable, on one end, it has a Type A connection, but you can actually remove that and expose a Type C connection. And then as far as the audio cable, it too is convertible. So it converts from a 1/4-inch jack to a 3.5mm jack. So again, quite a bit of versatility there as far as which you can connect the headphones to. And in the event that the headphones are completely dead, you can still use them via the audio jack. Now, as far as the build and the design of the headphones themselves, they are on the larger side, and we'll talk about the reasons why that is the case throughout this video. But the overall build quality is excellent. All right, the materials that they used, very top notch. It almost feels like a very hard, almost like a combination between a very hard plastic and metal, if that makes sense. Super durable. They feel great in the hands. They collapse. The ear cups swivel as well. And then as far as the ear cups, as well as the cushion up top, they're actually using Alcantara fabric. Hopefully I pronounced that properly. And that is a very kind of soft material that is actually used in the interior of some high-end sports cars. So that's a, you know, nice little fun fact. So rather than a protein leather, which is what you typically get, yeah, you can tell people that you have Alcantara on your headphones. So you have your controls basically surrounding the right ear cup along the perimeter, I guess you could say. They're in a nice, easy to reach spot. Takes a little bit to kind of learn the position of each button, but once you do, they're very easy to use, and I would say pretty intuitive. You also have a Type-C port on the bottom, and then you have an audio jack on the other side. And like I said, these are larger headphones. And with that, the ear cups themselves are very large. So if you compare them to other headphones, they have a lot more room. So if you're someone with a larger size head or larger size ears, you might appreciate the roominess that you get with these ear cups. And just to touch on the build quality once again, when it comes to adjusting the headband, you can really feel and hear the gears engaging each time you make an adjustment. And basically what I'm getting at is that it's a very premium experience handling these headphones and just having them in your hand. So the mantra or slogan behind these headphones is audiophile on the go. Now, I haven't experienced very many audiophile grade headphones, I guess I would say, but usually when you see a pair, they're incredibly large and they're not very practical as far as a pair of headphones you're going to take with you everywhere you go. So with these headphones, they're trying to strike that balance between audiophile level sound and practicality as far as a pair that you can use and take with you anywhere. So that's why they have the larger size. And with that larger size, they're definitely heavier than your standard headphones, but they're still very much portable. Now, one thing that separates these from something like quietcomfort Ultra or the 1000 XM5 is the fact that they have a built-in DAC. And apparently, in order to access high definition lossless audio from certain sources, you actually need a DAC. So this will allow you to do that. And what you can do is take the provided Type-C cable, connect them to the headphones, then connect that to your device. And that is going to put the headphones in DAC mode, so to speak. So you essentially have three modes of connection. You have Bluetooth, you have the aux port, and then you have the Type-C port for that DAC access. Another very unique feature is the truly transform technology. Essentially, what the company has done is they've taken a list of very high-end headphones and they've studied things like their frequency response, their dynamic range, among a bunch of other very technical audio specs. They've taken those things and compiled them into a list of different sound profiles. So they're pretty much saying that these headphones can sound exactly like a number of other headphones. On the surface, it might seem a little gimmicky. I'm not really an audiophile expert or anything like that, but I would think that there's no way that one pair of headphones can sound exactly like, multiple other headphones, especially super high-end headphones. But that doesn't mean that they can't get close. It is kind of cool to just go through the list and find the sound profile that works best for you. Now, in order to do this, they made sure to use a very capable set of drivers. So the headphones have 50mm beryllium drivers that are very flexible in terms of the sound that they can produce. In addition to the multiple sound profiles, there's also a default sound profile, and that one is designed to give you a very flat frequency response, which is what many audiophiles look for to get that true to life sound. My favorite sound profile is actually the movies and games profile, and that one is designed to give you some very cinematic sub bass in case you're watching an action movie or something like that. And the bass might actually be my favorite aspect as far as the sound. And you can probably tell I'm not an audiophile just from that statement alone, but the bass is incredible. You can definitely feel the presence, you feel that kick, you feel the power, but it's also very well controlled so it doesn't roll into the rest of the mix. And just the audio in general, very well controlled. It's open, it's spacious, there's great clarity. You can hear everything that you need to hear. There's no distortion. Nothing sounds out of place. Now, I will say that these are not the loudest headphones in the world, and I'm sure that's partially intentional because everything about these headphones is about preserving the audio quality. So I'm sure they want to keep the volume in check to prevent any potential distortion. I personally think they're loud enough, but compared to a Bose quietcomfort Ultra or 1000 XM5 from Sony, they're not quite as loud. Now, moving things over to noise cancellation, another thing that is very unique about these headphones is that they have a separate driver specifically for the noise cancellation. A big issue that you run into with a lot of other headphones is audio shift when it comes to noise cancellation being on versus off. So your music can sound totally different depending on if you're using noise cancellation or not. And in order to completely avoid that, and again, preserve the audio quality, they made sure to use a separate driver. And this is actually why some companies don't allow you to turn noise cancellation completely off. It's either transparency mode or noise cancellation on, and that's to avoid the issue altogether. So you don't have to worry about the audio changing with noise cancellation on or off. Now, with that being said, I would say the performance of the noise cancellation is solid. It can definitely take the edge off in pretty much any environment, but it's not on the level of Bose or Sony, and I pretty much expected that. We know Bose and Sony are some of the pioneers as far as noise cancellation technology goes. It's not really a surprise that they have the better noise cancellation. And the same thing goes for the transparency mode. It's solid on the Titum headphones, but it doesn't have multiple levels that you can experiment with like you do with Bose and Sony. These do offer multi-point connection, so you can connect to two devices at once. And just a quick word to the wise, you cannot have the app open on any device that you're connected to and use the multi-point connection, at least in my experience. So what you want to do is make sure you choose what sound profile you want to be using and then close out of the app. As long as you have the app closed, the multi-point connection will work flawlessly. In terms of battery life, you're looking at roughly 35 hours with noise cancellation turned on. So with noise cancellation turned off, you can expect that number to be even greater. All right, so right here, what you're listening to is a microphone sample coming from the Titum headphones. We're going to compare these to the quietcomfort Ultra as well as the 1000 XM5 to see how they stack up. So now we've switched over to the Bose quietcomfort Ultra. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. And last but not least, we have the 1000 XM5 from Sony. One of my favorites when it comes to overall microphone performance. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. So can these headphones compete with the likes of a Bose or a Sony? And I would say, based on my experience, 100% yes. Now, it's not exactly apples to apples. These do give you a different type of experience. Like I said, they're trying to bridge the gap between audiophile quality and overall practicality. If you're somebody that travels a whole lot, you're constantly on the go, catching very long flights, train rides, things of that nature, the Bose and the Sony, they might make more sense. They weigh less and they have the better noise cancellation. If you can do with solid noise cancellation and you want something that's going to be more true to life in terms of sound and closer to audiophile level standards, then the Titum Audio can absolutely compete with the best of the best, especially at that $250 price tag. Needless to say, these definitely impressed me, and I didn't expect to actually make this video, but here we are. All the information, the links will be in the description box below. If you're interested, feel free to check them out. Aside from that, as always, I appreciate you guys for watching, and stay tuned, subscribe, give me a like, whatever you feel inclined to do. I would greatly appreciate it.